Hello, this is Althorn with you today, and we are going to discuss the basics of redstone torches. First off, let's start off with powering redstone. Redstone torches generate power along redstone dust. Redstone dust can be placed like that. It's pretty easy to put it down. Redstone torches are made with redstone dust on top of a stick in your crafting window. And that's the redstone torch. Different ways you can use it, specifically powering power rail. The most basic way is like that. Or you can't put it on the block below because the track takes up part of that space. So you have to put it one up. If you put it 3 up, it doesn't work. It doesn't power the power rail. So you gotta put it just 2 blocks up from the floor. The other way is you can place it beside the power rail, but if you do this, you have to put a block on top of it so that the power goes through the block and then over to the power rail. Let me show you how that works one more time. See, it doesn't work. You put a block on top of the redstone torch, and voila, you got powered power rail. That's a great way of hiding your torch. The other way you can hide the torch on your track system is simply directly below. There you go, see that? Okay, one thing to know about redstone torches and redstone dust is that the power will travel exactly 15 squares and it will light up this lantern. It's kind of hard to see, but the power stops at this square right here, 15 squares from the torch. And to get power down to here, the most common way is to put a relay. See, you got power there. Now relays are built in your crafting window using 2 torches with redstone dust between them and then stone underneath. Let me show you how that's done. Let's get some stone here. Now this is a creative. It's going to look a little different than what you see in a single player game unless you're on creative as well. Okay, so a redstone torch. I'm going to need more torches and some more dust. And while we're at it, let's show you the materials, how to make redstone torches themselves. Redstone torches are made with dust, redstone dust, on top of a stick. There you go, there's your redstone torch. To make relays, you do redstone torch with dust in the middle. Get my supplies back there, and then stone underneath. Now you have to use stone, not cobblestone. To get regular stone, you have to bake cobblestone in an oven using coal or wood, and you can get regular stone. And there's your relay. Okay, relays take a lot of supplies to make. They take 2 torches and redstone dust, so you're using 3 redstone just for this one square right here. The cheaper way that you can extend power is if you point redstone at a block that has a torch on it, it turns that torch off. But if you do the same again, another block with redstone torch, see how that works? And why that's important to put 2 like that is when you're controlling a circuit with, like, for instance, a power source like a switch. See the lights off, lights on. That's because when the power's off here, it turns this redstone torch on, and this turns this torch off. Okay, so you reverse the power, and then you reverse it again. And that only uses 1 redstone dust per square. That's cheaper than using a relay. A little bit more complicated though. Okay, the other tricky thing about redstone torches is, here, let me show you an example. When you want to send power, get above it a little bit, you can do that. And send it off to the sides, like that. Now, you could build a stair to take power up. That's the most common way of transferring power vertically or upwards. However, if you do it this way, we'll add a switch at the bottom so we can turn the torch on and off. See how that works? And then we put a stone, a block on top of it. It can be any kind of block besides glass or ice. Ice melts. Right? When you put one torch underneath another block with a torch on top of it, it works the same way as this does right here. One torch will turn the other one off. And you can go up as high as you want with this. Now going down, the only way to go down is using redstone wire. There's more complicated ways of going down, but it's really hard to explain. The best way to go down is using the stair method. Now let's say you have power going to a light or a door or something that you want to be able to interrupt. So you have a really long line and you want to turn off the power to that line. Best way of doing that, or one of the ways I guess, is using a piston. Now a regular piston is just a regular piston. Will not shut off power as it's going over that stone. See how the redstone is going up over the block and going to the lamp? A regular piston won't work. It doesn't interrupt the power. But if you use a sticky piston, here, let me show you the front of this piston. See, it's a sticky piston used making slime balls. Voila. Turns the power off. It cuts the wire, interrupting the power. And while we're talking about pistons and powering them, pistons can be powered from any of these blocks. Okay, anything adjacent to or next to the piston. Now it doesn't work if you put power to this block here or this block here. It has to be a block that is to the left, right, up, down, or behind. Let me demonstrate that. See, it makes the piston go out. It opens the piston. And over here, same way. This doesn't work like that. That doesn't always work like that. There's a bug with pistons. Look at that. You have two there. Pistons are kind of buggy. To have reliable power, what you're going to want to do is have power going to this block here using a torch, and then it'll work every time. The same with this block back here or on top. If you have power going up here, opens the piston. One of the ways that I like to power pistons is by putting a torch behind it like that, and then One of the ways I like to power pistons is having a torch behind and underneath, like that. Let me break some of these blocks away so you can see it better. And then having a wire go to the bottom of the block that the torch is on, and then we can put a switch there. When I power the redstone wire going to the bottom of that block, it's going to turn that torch off, closing the piston. And that's really great for blocking water. Let me show you that really quick. See, if we keep the piston open all the time, and you can use a regular piston for this. It doesn't have to be a sticky piston. See, it's holding the water up. And we're going to put a hole right there so the water goes straight down and doesn't wash out the wiring. And to do that, the piston has to be open all the time, but we want to be able to turn it off. So what we do is we leave the torch there and do this. The piston closes, letting the water run down. And we use that for our wheat farms, for all kinds of different things like that.